Hello. I keep moving around. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm on an air mattress. Yeah, I feel bad because I'm recording in my guest room while we're hosting someone. Oopsie. Welcome back to the Just Okay podcast. I am britneyled. I'm your host. Trying to double check that this is all in the correct way. I'm gonna real quick do a whittle ting. I don't know how it's been a month. Lately I've just been doing monthly podcasts because it's kind of just what I can keep up with. Do I have a good excuse why? No. It's just that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm trying to think what's happened in the last month. 4th of July. Okay, America, pop off. Pop your pussy. 250. We're getting old. But 250 isn't that old for a vampire if you think about it. So we're kind of young still. Hot, sexy, young, tight. Hopefully, we're not going as senile as we seem. But it seems to be weird. But it's always weird. Live, laugh, love. Yeah. I don't know. Lately, I've just been spending time at home and with my dog. My dog recently realized that he can sunbathe anywhere. That's a new thing. Willie realizes that he doesn't just have to sunbathe at Chick-fil-A because he sunbathes at Chick-fil-A whenever he can. On our long walks, we walk past a Chick-fil-A. We'll do it like once a week now, but for a while, I was like, back before it got insanely hot, we were walking past Chick-fil-A every day. Now it feels too far for the heat to walk past Chick-fil-A. But he loved to sunbathe there every day, any chance he got. When he was in his cone, because he got attacked by a dog. Okay, street cred. But he got attacked by a dog, so he was in a cone, and he was, like, laying at the Chick-fil-A, and people kept coming up and being like, is he okay? Does he need water? I'm like, no, he's just a huge fan. He's a huge fan. He's actually here to protect Chick-fil-A. You guys are welcome. But, yeah, we haven't been going past Chick-fil-A, so now his new thing is that he decided, I'm going to sunbathe wherever. So instead of like walking all the way to Chick-fil-A like a mile, we're now just walking around our neighborhood and he decides that, oh, I'm going to sunbathe in someone's yard. And, I don't stop him because I want him to enjoy life. He's old. I feel guilted into letting him sunbathe, so I let him do it. But then I look like a weirdo when people walk out. I'm sitting on their front yard with my dog that's just like laying like this. He looks like he's dead. He looks dead. Tummy's out, laying with his little thing. This is my impression of him. But picture no teeth in the front. I know, he's like an ideal woman, no teeth. But it's so awkward because I'm just like, sorry, he's old. He's just loves it. He doesn't need water. If you bring him water, he won't drink it unless it's in a human cup. He's fucking weird. He only drinks water from a human cup. Besides his specific bowl at home, that is the only way he will do it. It is torture. Because people will be so sweet. They'll bring him out like bowls at restaurants if we take him, and he won't do it. He needs he needs to feel like he's a person because in his mind, he is one. But he doesn't have posable thumbs. He doesn't even know what those are. What an idiot. But yeah, so I've just been spending a lot of time with him. We went to the dog optometrist again. It's crazy that my dog has an optometrist and health insurance and I have neither. I only went to the optometrist when I was in New York on Medicaid. Why? Because I hadn't gone in well over a decade. But yeah, I should probably go back. But also health insurance, I will keep using the same glasses I have for about the next decade as well, unless I get health insurance. But yeah, or unless I go to Japan. Apparently Japan has great glasses. I don't know. I get a lot of like Japan travel on my TikTok page and I love it. I wish I could go to Japan. I'm just like living through these white people with Asian fetishes that are going to Japan. And I'm jealous of them because they get to go live the life I wish I could and go to Japan. I don't know if I don't want to ever live there because you can't smoke weed. But it is very cool. Like it seems so clean. Apparently you get tickets though if you eat in public, which I would say I'm for, but I would get ticketed. Like I couldn't in my good heart say I'm for that, knowing I'm the bitch that would get ticketed immediately. Like, I would eat ice cream. I would be eating on the street all the time, secretly, in private, thinking I would get caught with, how lame would it be to get so many fines for eating in public that you end up in jail? Why are you here? I'm fat, and I can't stop eating in public. That would be me in prison in Japan. But yeah, so keep seeing that on TikTok. I love the Red Bull sports videos they have. Red Bull sport. I don't even think it's a sport. I can't say it's like sports, if I'm going to be honest. It's just like they're taking things to extremes for no reason, and they accept popping off because Red Bull gives you wings. I don't think you also can't convince me any of these quote unquote athletes you like drink Red Bull, like it's like, oh, there's like an Olympic diver, I think. I don't know if she's Olympic. I just know she's a diver. And they're having her dive off a helicopter into a cage in the ocean while sharks are swimming around, which, cool. That's it. There's no point. It's just like, I could die. That's really it. She's just wants to be the world's first for that, which pop off if that's what you want to do. But that's like insane. Yeah, she's like, there's a team to keep me safe. I'm like, at what, helicopters? I don't ever want to get in a helicopter unless like it's literally like life or death. Cause so many people die in helicopters. Kobe, Oliver Tree, and more people besides that, duh. But like, I don't know. They seem very dangerous. I see a lot of TikToks about it. So yeah, I don't want to go in a helicopter. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not gonna pay to die. Yeah. Also crazy paying for a service to die. Crazy. But like, yeah, diving into a cage in the water where sharks are just seems like a bad idea. But it's for Shark Week on Discovery, so it's kind of cool. Like, I wouldn't pass it up. Like, I guess I would never do it, but I love that for her. It's very cool, but if you get hurt, you are asking for it. It's how I feel when I see people who drive motorcycles and like weave in and out, because I'm a mopedist. Love my moped. I have no desire to get a faster vehicle than a moped for like, at least like for vehicles that require a helmet. Like, I don't want to go faster than 35 miles an hour on my moped. That's enough freedom for me. I like that. Okay, I can get from point A to point B. I treat it like a vehicle. Part of the reason I love driving mopeds is because I have OCD, and my OCD, when I drive, it is constantly in my head. I'm like, am I between the two lines? And I'm like always between the two lines, but then I just keep, instead of looking at the road, I'm checking the side mirrors, like, okay, I'm between the line here, between the line there, and I'm just going back and forth, not even paying attention. But on a moped, it's a small vehicle, so you're between the lines. I know I sound crazy saying this, but yes, I love riding a moped. However, I rarely act like I'm on a moped. I'm always acting like I'm on a vehicle, because I don't want to die. You won't see me weaving through traffic. You won't. Like, if I'm depressed, you'll see me weaving. And if I'm not going to be weaving unless I want to die. Because that's just, like, stupid. Because then it's it's like, you can't get that upset when you're in a wreck and you kind of were asking for it. It's like, oh, you got in a wreck. Oh, well, you were also weaving throughout traffic on a really busy road. But I do love my moped. I've never taken it to the shop. I'm going to do that this week, though. That's my big thing this week. I'm going to South Padre. Woohoo! And I'm spring break. And I'm also taking my moped to the shop for the first time. I've had it for almost 2 years. Never taken it to the shop because I've been changing the oil myself. That was my Rosie the Riveter. Yeah, because I changed my oil myself. Yeah, I do. And you're supposed to dispose of the oil in a special way. And so instead of figuring out how to dispose it, I've left it in an open bowl. I have an open bowl of used old oil from my moped. And I've changed my moped oil twice. So I have two different, yeah, it's old and I need to get rid of it. I just haven't done that. And that's on me. It's also like the same thing. I just don't do things till like I absolutely have to. And I need to be better about that. I need to be better about it. Because like the oil's been there. In January it will be about a full 2 years. Because I probably changed the moped oil right after I got it. Yeah. Because I'm an independent woman. That's not that independent, okay? I'm codependent on my dog, so I'm still dependent on a man. He's 11 years old, 77 almost in human years. He turns 11 September, but yeah. So I need to get that taken care of. And I do love riding a moped. I do. It is, I don't know. I feel like I'm more present when I drive a moped than I am other things because I literally cannot be on my phone, and I think it's great. I get very annoyed though when someone calls me and I'm on my moped, and it's never like someone important. It's always a spam call while I'm on my moped, and I'm like, oh, they want me to die. You want me to die so I can get scammed? You want to scam me so bad you're okay with me dying? That's not nice. Or it's an alarm that I set about. This is ADHD as an adult for me, as like I've grown up with it, but I've found that as someone with ADHD, what I do to try to combat it and like live with it, work with it so I'm not medicated is I set about, I don't know, anywhere between 10 to 25 alarms every day throughout the day randomly to make sure I'm still on task. But then I'll go somewhere, forget I had an alarm set that's about to go off in 5 minutes when I get on my bike, and it will go off, and then I'm just having to live with it for like a minute or two till I can stop. And it's incredibly annoying for that minute or two, but I leave it so I don't die. Yeah. That, and then also I have to-do lists every day. If I didn't have a to-do list, with days I don't have a to-do list, just know I'm extremely depressed. I don't know what it is, but like for me, if I don't have a to-do list, I will get so overwhelmed, do nothing, and lay in bed all day. Couldn't tell you why. Chemically, don't know. I mean, I guess there's just a little something off. One of my friends, she just got on Prozac and she was trying to tell me, maybe you could use some, I'm like, oh girl, this is me heavily medicated. I've been heavily medicated for years. Like not a flex. It's just, that's how my brain works. I need medications from my brain because it don't work normal like you guys. And I'm glad she's on them. But I was kind of just like, girl, I understand you're like excited that you're taking, I'm actively doing all the things as well. Yeah, I'm in therapy. I love my therapist. Don't tell her though. I don't know if she feels the same way. My therapist is great though. But yeah, I don't know. I've been like kind of just in a funk. I miss having a group of girlfriends. I know all the men watching this, you'll so relate. I miss having a group of girlfriends that like, I don't know. I have like, I'm generally not I've only ever really had a group of friends once. Like, I'm a floater. I have, like, one core friend, and then I'll have, like, my floating friends who, like, I'll hang out with them every now and then. But, like, I don't know. Like, I'll hang out in different groups, but then kind of just be, like, a loner with my other friend, and it's cool. But it's, like, with comedy, I do miss having, like, a group of people who I used to, like, collaborate with. Like, living in New York, that was so fun, because a lot of people are, like, really focused on it. But it's just different in Austin. I don't know. Some things are just, like, a little... Like, one of my friends is visiting right now, and I was so embarrassed, because it was, like, we went to the roast battle, and, like, I love roasting. I love dark and edgy comedy, and I think people have, like, a really weird misconception now these days that being dark and edgy means you have to say a slur, or you have to be awful, derogatory, just, like, really punch down. I'm like, no, that's not it at all. There's an art to being a darker comic. I don't ever have that as my goal. I enjoy watching darker comedy. None of me is saying I'm good at this. But, like, it was just so disappointing to go to the roast battle and then hear, like, 2 slurs dropped. And I was like, This, like, of course, it's by, like, two white guys who, like, the slur, it only ruined their jokes. Like, it was like, dude, like, you could have been okay without it. It's disappointing. Because it's also, like, it is, like, the reason why we are the butt of the jokes is because people like this don't understand, like, hey, you have to be funny as well at a roast. You don't want to, like, being mean doesn't mean you have to be fucking, like, offensive in an insane way. I don't know. I think also just like with white men specifically, they have such a desire to talk about things that they have no right to. Like, if you I'm all for a racist or a fucking trans joke, but just be funny, and none of it's a funny take. Like, it's very rarely a funny. Rarely does a white man get on stage, hold a microphone, and say a funny trans joke. It's always the same hack, offensive thing. And I'm like, come up with a new stereotype. Drop a new stereotype I've never heard of. Say something funny. And they never do. And that's okay, though, because, you know, that's what makes the good ones shine through. Yeah, so that was that on that. I saw a news article yesterday about how they're making a AI toilet camera to track gut health, which an AI toilet camera, it just sounds like it was created by someone who got a lawsuit for having an illegal toilet camera in their Airbnb. Like, they just pulled that out of their ass. They're like, oh no, I'm just working on tracking gut health. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to watch my wife's bowel movements to make sure she's okay. It's like, this was in your daughter's bathroom, sir. You have issues. But yeah. I saw that Kim Kardashian has finally embraced that she failed the bar and she's given up on lawyering, which gives me hope that not every institution can be bought out by rich people in America, and that's cool. That's a good thing. Apparently, lawyers are like the last, like, I guess, one of the last professions in the U.S. that's good for that. I wonder. Because they say AI is going to replace everything. I don't think AI is going to replace lawyers. I also don't think AI is going to replace everything. I think it's going to be a great tool, but, like, it's extremely, like, people are getting so stupid because no one does their own work anymore. A lot of people are, like, lacking creativity these days and, like, actual, like, skill because they're depending on, like, oh, I'm not going to write this. I'm going to have ChatGPT. And I'm all about that for writing resumes and cover letters. I'm all about that for that. But, like, I'm not going to say if I were in school now, I wouldn't use it. That's not true. I would have absolutely used it to cheat. Because, why would you not? Work smarter, not harder. However, it is one of those things where it's like, God, we're going to have to see. Either we're going to have very few good skilled workers left, I think, if people, like, keep depending on it at the rate they are. Like, love my mother, but, like, she's, like, designing her bathroom using AI, and I'm like, you could have just literally come up with this on your own. You could have come up with something better on your own. Instead, you're having AI create a photo. And I see, like, so many different people doing that. Also, not even to, like, talk about the fact that, like, there's the data centers are, like, taking all the water in, like, different areas to the point where the residents don't have access to clean water. Like, I don't know. See, all I want is a house that I can say, turn on the lights. That's it. I don't need, like, a fancy, like, I don't want to know everything. I don't want to know everything. That's too much. Too much. I will say Google is now what I think Google fully intended, which is, like, just giving you answers right away, because it's now also, like, AI powered mainly. But yeah. I guess I don't have, like, I wouldn't say my opinions on AI are that strong. I just wish, like, people would stop using it for creative projects. I do get really annoyed with that for, like, people who are using it to, like, I know someone who's using it to write a book, and I'm like, oh, so you're not writing a book. You're having a website with an AI write a book for you. How is that fulfilling at all? but they're doing more than I am. Oh yeah, that's what else I've been doing. I was sick for like a full week, and I got really back into Mario Galaxy. And yeah, I beat Bowser and I got Princess Peach back, so suck on them titties, bitch. I do love Mario. I'm giving up on the AI conversation. Sorry, I'm not clever. I'm not clever enough to talk about it. I also don't care enough. It's just like, I don't know, just like, think for yourself. But yeah. Mario Galaxy, that's been a lot of fun. And it's kind of just clicked to me. I watched the Mario Galaxy movie as well, way before I played the game, but way before, as in like a month or two ago. But I saw that movie. It was it was great. No notes. However, I was like, oh my god, they are right. They're just plumbers. Why are we letting plumbers date a princess? It's a real rags to riches story if you think about it. It's pretty progressive. Yeah, the princess can fall in love with the peasant. That's okay. And the princess is more powerful and richer, but then also she can't save herself. Weird. But yeah, no, it's God, I do love the world Nintendo created. It's such an enjoyable game. I don't hate to say it, actually. I fucking love Mario. I wouldn't want to fuck him. Like, I'm more of a... Fuck, I can't remember that princess's name. I'll say I'm more into Rosalia. I think that's her name. Rosalinda? Rosalia? No, Rosalinda. Which Rosalinda is also the name of a really bad manager I had, and so I hate saying that out loud. But yeah, the blonde bitch in Nintendo with the blue dress. If I were also a princess in Mario Galaxy, I'd tap that. We'd combine our kingdoms. She seemed gay as hell. She's the mother of the stars. Okay. Okay. That's a queer woman if I've ever seen one. But, yeah. I am headed to South Padre this week. Oh yeah, there is good news. My dad is in remission, which is amazing. Yeah, he's communicating through an iPad now. If you don't know, my dad he had very progressed throat cancer. They took out his vocal cords and everything, so he can't speak. However, he communicates through an iPad now. He's doing really well, so I'm excited to get to go visit him this weekend, and I'm excited to see him and catch up, and also just like spend time just not being in Austin. I'm gonna do a show in South Padre though this week, so I'm very nervous about that because I don't know how well I'm gonna come across. Also, they explicitly said you're not allowed to use God's name in vain, so you can't say God damn or oh my god. The thing about it is, and I know this is, I'm growing up, I used to get so anxious when I would say those things, and then I read a little bit more about the Bible and everything. It was like, oh, using God's name in vain doesn't necessarily mean that. It's more or less using God's name to justify horrible, awful things. Like, for example, the Holocaust. Hitler used the Bible to try and get his way. That's an example of using God's name in vain. I don't know. Also, like, kind of what's going on right now is bullshit. But, yeah, I don't know. But, I'm excited to go to South Padre. I'm nervous, though, because I know not to say it, but now I'm like, fuck, I want to say it so bad. Yeah, that was like a half yawn while I was talking. My bad. Awkward. But, yeah. I'm excited to go there, excited to have a little shitty... I love a shitty beach town. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. I love a little shitty beach town. Because it is, like, you can just forget about your worries. It's simple there. They have merch for both Republicans and Democrats there. There's a Gulf of Mexico t-shirt that's cute, and then there's a cuter Gulf of America t-shirt. Why do I want to get the Gulf of America t-shirt? It makes me feel like a bad person, but it's a lot cuter than the other option. They'll have like a Confederate flag, one piece, and next to it's like it's gay pride flag one piece, and it's like, oh, you have no stake in this, you just want money, and I respect the fuck out of that. But yeah, there's like, I don't know, the road trip to South Texas is not fun, because you're basically just driving through nothing for a long time. Like, there's like at least like a 3 hour, because it's like a 5-6 hour drive from my place to where my dad lives, and so there's like a 3 hours of it where you're just like, it's flat, there's nothing, and you're just like, I don't know. It's where the monarch butterflies migrate to. So I remember one year I was driving down there and we just slaughtered so many butterflies. They were so beautiful, and I felt so bad. We killed so many. There were at least like 50 butterflies on the front of a car, and I was like, if a child was here to see this, they would sob. I wanted to cry. You know how bad I felt killing butterflies on the way there? It is truly just like, you feel like an asshole. They weren't asking for it. I didn't mean to. I didn't know they'd be migrating that. But then you kill a butterfly and you realize you might be a changed woman after that. You're not a girl anymore. You're a woman now. You killed what you once loved. Anyways, I don't really know what to say. I felt like I rambled on at the end, but thank you guys for listening and joining in. The next Freaky at the Creek in the Cave, which is a show I host almost every Saturday, is going to be August 8th, 11 p.m. at Creek in the Cave in Austin, Texas. If you are here, I would love to see you. And if not, comment below what city you'd like to see me in for comedy. I would love to book more tour dates. So far this year, I'm going to New York, and I'm going to try to do Chicago and maybe San Francisco. So we will see. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a great day, and live, laugh, love it. Love it. Bye.